Zone focusing. In the old days, cameras, zoom lenses were not common, and on a prime lens, you typically had, in addition to a mark on the barrel of the lens that showed what's in focus, you had little marks on either side of that that showed, on this one it has 4, 8, and 16. There's a pair of 4s, and then a pair of 8s, and a pair of 16s. And that shows you what will be in focus at those different f-stops. So if I'm anticipating that my cat's going to walk along this railing, and I want to take a picture of the cat when it gets to the corner of the railing. So, and I want to have a little bit in front and behind that in focus. So I'm going to focus on the edge of the railing, and now I'm going to mark with my finger right where that is. And I should probably need to do it with this finger. And then I'm going to focus up a little closer on the railing. And I'm going to mark with this finger where that is. Now I'm going to move these two fingers so that they are equidistant on either side of the mark that says what's in focus. And having done that, I see that the part that's in focus, the part that I'm now focused on, is 4 feet away, and I look at what f-stop markings are where my fingers are, and I see that I'm between the 8 and the 16, which would mean f11. That means I need to set my aperture on f11, and then I'm going to set my shutter speed according to the meter. So my shutter speed is at 125th of a second at the ISO that I have set. And so now my focus is set to have anything from about here to the corner in focus, as long as I don't change my focus. And that is zone focusing. Now all I have to do is wait for the cat and quickly aim the shot, and I don't have to worry about focusing, and it will be in focus. That was zone focusing in the old days. Today, with typical zoom lenses, you can't have that scale in there because it would have to change with every different focal length that you zoom to. So we don't have that. So what I would do today is I would aim the camera at sort of the midpoint of what I'm expecting here, which would be like about here. Of course, the other thing you have to remember when you're doing this is you don't want to change your position, because that'll change the distances and everything is off. But so I'm standing here and I'm going to focus on that midpoint and pick my zoom spot and focus on that midpoint. And then I'm going to turn off my automatic focusing. So now I'm on manual focus, and the camera is focused on that midpoint. I don't want to move, but on that point right there. And now, either I have to have handy a f-stop chart that shows that at this, I'm at my focal length is 35 millimeters right now, and I have to have a chart that would calculate at a distance of 5 feet, which is what this is, what my depth of field would be at different f-stops. I happen to know from having used the other camera that I need f11. Actually, that was at a 50 millimeter lens. With a 35 millimeter lens, I can probably get away with f8. So I'm going to set this to aperture priority and f8, and then I'm going to check what my shutter speed will be, and my shutter speed will be a 50th of a second with this, the ISO I have set here. If I'm not happy with that shutter speed, I can change my ISO to get a more desirable shutter speed. But now I'm ready. The problem is I didn't know what f-stop to use in order to get the depth of field I needed, because my lens doesn't tell me. So you either have to have a chart handy, or you have to just plain guess. Unfortunately, with zoom lenses, that's the best you can do. But I am ready and waiting for the cat.